Working on the S-Class, I have my trusty sidekick. I have my table full of tools and chemicals ready to go. Let's get to work. Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Reconditioning. Before we get started with getting back to the paint here on the S-Class and removing some very serious swirls, today we're going to try a different compound, and the advantage of having these large vehicles that we pick up from private sales and auctions is there's a lot of surface area to test these products and tools, and different methods as well. I do want to apologize when the content comes out not in the order that I would like it to. I am trying to record enough content that I'm 10 or 11 days out, just in case I have a sickness or I want to take a little time off. I have that buffer zone or that cushion. So I just would like to apologize, and I will straighten it out. I will be a little bit more organized. Having transitioned from the Apex Detail channel to the Auction Recon channel, it's going to take me a little time to get into the swing of running things differently, but I promise you the footage will not disappoint. It'll be the same educational entertainment as before. I just need to get a little bit more organized with it. With that said, let me bring you in and show you what we're going after today on the trunk of the S-Class here. Using the shop lights and then the overhead lights, you can really see the swirling, the love marks. And these marks were left behind by improper wash, either by a car wash, guys, or the improper wash media, like the wrong mitts, maybe using a bad sponge. But these are all marks that are left behind by somebody actually loving it and trying to take care of it and wash it, or even drying it improperly, or maybe wiping snow off, or ice, or just touching it the wrong way. So let's remove these, and then we will protect it, and we will do a wash regimen that is safe for the surface and hopefully never have to do this again. Let me quick show you just what I'm having what I laid out to work with today, give you an idea of what you would want within arm's length when it comes to paint correction. A dual action polisher, 15 millimeter throw, and a Eurofiber pad, a fine pad, and ultra fine pad. What I want to highlight today is how this works. The 303 compound, which mentions being able to remove paint defects and swirls down here, and that's exactly what we're working on, so let's give it a shot. We have our swirl finder, PPE, of course microfiber towels, and if needed, we can use these two, just in case this is really coarse and leaves a haze behind, we can use these two right here to remove the haze and bring out clarity. And then, of course, I have my trusty beverage here. It's just a Coke, guys. Normally, guys, I do live a healthy lifestyle, a very strict diet. I hike or exercise every day. But throughout the day, it's hard to fight the hankering for a little bit of sweetness. Now, that is a Coke Zero, but it still has the artificial sweeteners that are just as bad or worse. I'm working on it, guys. It's really hard to switch just to water. Let me know down in the comment section if it's hard just to switch to plain water. So freaking boring. All right, without further ado, let's get to work. All right, let's mask off an area. We'll mask off an area like this, and we'll do this section right here, and then we have a 50-50 shot to see if we've made any improvement at all, and if we have, what does it look like? We have our polisher, 15 millimeter throw. We have our 50-50 pad. Shake up any of your polishes or compounds vigorously. Get that rich formula all mixed in. Get those abrasive bits and pieces mixed out evenly throughout the compound. Well, I should have figured. I didn't have this one open yet. This is a fresh, it has a reddish tinge to it. I could feel the grittiness. You're not going to be able to see that very well, but I could feel that even with gloves on. So that's going to be interesting to see if this dusts. When it feels real gritty to me, 9 times out of 10, it is a dusty formula. But we shall see. 3 marble or paintball-sized dots of the product. Let's spread it out. Turn it down low, spread it out even more. If you are worried at all about getting up against an emblem or any type of trim, just run some of this masking tape along it. You don't have to tape it up like you're painting a car, but at least have some there in case the backing plate or the pad brush up against it. Keeps it clean, keeps it safe. We're going to run this, once I have it spread out, in between the 3rd and the 4th speed setting. Correction speed. You guys should all know this by now, but for the new viewers, correction speed is moving the polisher, just guiding it with thumb on top for a little bit of pressure, 1 inch every second or 2 to give the polisher enough time to do correction, but still fast enough that it doesn't build up a ton of heat. A crisscross pattern, that equals 2 passes. Ton of moisture here. It's not drying out. There's no dusting whatsoever. I'm sure you got to keep the pad clean, or with all that grittiness, it will start to dust as it dries out. But yeah, it seems like you could work this for, has a long open or cycle time, which is decent. Something I want to share. You know, as we got up against the that little curve there, and when a polisher stalls out a little bit, a lot of detailers out there or those using the polisher think that it's not effective whatsoever. However, that's not correct. Yes, it may have stopped the rotation of the polisher. However, the oscillation is still going on. So yeah, put a magic marker maybe on either end of the pad at the edge, and you'll see when it stops spinning. But if it does stop spinning, it is still doing a ton of work because the oscillation is still in motion and you're getting energy that is doing correction. So I just wanted to mention that. Now let's grab a towel, wipe off the residue, and see just with the 2 passes, have we done any work? Have we made an improvement? A little oily to wipe off, but no big deal. Nothing that would really deter me from using it. So at first here, I'll just describe what I'm seeing, and then I'll bring you in close because you know, I want you to see it as well. So the next thing I want to look at is it leaving a haziness or a fuzziness or blurriness behind? We did correction on the hood with a compound that left that behind, and we had to step down to a finishing polish. Now this is medium to hard clear, so I just want to let you know that. There is a big difference between the corrected area just with the 2 passes, and you can go over it again because we hardly removed any clear coat. And I don't see a need really to finish down unless you are really going for a showroom type of gloss or look. Something like this that I'm only going to use to go to dinner every once in a while, and I'm going to eventually move on from it, send it on down the road, and flip it. This is going to be good enough. Let me bring you in. Let's use the overhead shop light. So this is where we were at. Really, really scratched up. I'll get the swirl finder then as well. And then as soon as we hop over that line where we had the masking tape, nice and crisp, I will use a panel prep to make sure there's no fillers. But look at the difference, just 2 passes. If you were really picky, one of the show finish, there's like a couple of these deeper ones left over that you have to just dig down a little bit deeper for. And you can absolutely do another pass without a whole lot of damage to the clear or shaving it too thin. Very good stuff. I'm impressed so far. Let me get a panel prep and we'll just go over that area, make sure there's no fillers that are making it look like this. And they may come back later. Now I am really excited to finish this trunk. If it finishes the rest of the trunk like it did that little section, I don't know why it wouldn't. Then on top of that, I will really be excited to use the product all the way around and get this paint dialed in. Although I may stop and keep the hood, the quarter panel, the large doors available for other compounds and polishes to try. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet exactly how I want to do that, but no. If for those that have the eye, there is a very, very, very slight haze that you can go over with a finishing polish. So what I'll do, let me finish the top of this deck lid, this hood, and then I'll go over it with a finish polish real quick to clean things up, bring up that crisp reflection, and then we'll take a look. Okay, you probably noticed I was really putting the cycle time or the open time to the test, if you've noticed the big section that I did. And that is much larger than a normal section I would polish just doing normal correction. But I wanted to put the cycle time, the open time, and the dusting to the test. And I got to tell you, you could have still made another pass. A lot of that is just exposed and being dried out as the polisher's going by it, as it's waiting for me to get to it, and it still kept it moist enough to work the abrasive. A little bit of dusting. Again, that's because we worked such a large area. I'm okay with that. Very impressed with this compound so far. Let's wipe off the residue. As you can see, a little bit oily, and you want to use a panel prep to remove that when you're done wiping. Change out your towels regularly. As they will get a buildup wiping all that polish off of there. So, fantastic. Did a great job. Just some of the real deep ones are still there yet. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to chase after them. I want to leave as much clear coat behind for the next owner who may not wash it properly. And then you have to correct it again. All right, so let me use a panel prep. And then I'm going to follow up and bring some clarity to the reflection with a finishing polish. And we'll see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that looks just as good even after the prep. So there's no fillers in the 303 compound. I like it. Let me finish this up with a finishing polish and then we'll take a look. All right, wait till you see this. So, for what this is, it's not a show car. It's not going to be a show car. Weekend driver. That is some fantastic turnaround. Not perfect. Some of the deeper ones remain. I'm not going to chase after that. There's no need to. Let me show you with the swirl finder here. They are there. Some of the deeper ones are there. I think there's one of them. But look at the pewter metallic with the crisp reflection. That is what we want. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with this compound as well. In conclusion, my friends, the paint is coming along nicely. I'm very happy with that. We have a couple panels done, and we have a lot of panels left over for testing other polishes and compounds. The 303 compound does everything it says it should on the label. I'm very happy with the way it performs and the way it looks, and I can recommend for those that want to look into it a little bit further or maybe order it. I'll try and remember to get a link down. I don't do too many links because I don't do affiliate links. I don't do sponsored videos, but if you want to look into something further, I'll try to remember to get a link down below. If not, I'm 100% sure you can find this locally or on Amazon. Brian from Apex Auction Reconditioning. Catch you in the next video. Ooh-wee.